Hey guys, welcome back to A Man's Memories. I'm Chris, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of things if you go to Burning Man this year. So we're going to do 5 tips and 5 juicy bits. And so if you're going to Burning Man this year, I thought it was good to just give you a couple of reminders, pointers, and share some other juicy parts that maybe are not around all the time. So number 1, if you're going to Burning Man, there are lots of camps. Choose a camp. So what does that mean? You can go to any of 4 camps. There's different camps. You can find, hopefully, if you have some friends and you have a camp, you can find camps on Facebook groups. You can find camps on Instagram, on forums for Burning Man. You can find them all over the place. So the choice is yours, but there's mainly 4 different types of camps, I would say. There's people who camp by themselves, so you just are running solo, raw dogging it. Or there are camps that are sound camp, so those are for DJs and people that do music. There's workshop camps that people are like having workshops in and doing, as the word says, workshops. So that's a whole other spectrum of things. And then there's the camps that are like theme camps. So theme camps being themes from like the Ashram Galactica, for example. That's a very popular camp. But those are some of the camps you can choose from and get accepted into, hopefully. How do you get there into those camps? Like I said, you need to find a place on a forum or a Facebook group, and just beware, like not all camps are created equal, and there are camp dues for some of these camps. There's sound camps as well, sound bath camps. So you just have to kind of look, and what makes a good camp, I think, is if they're just being organized. They have a Google forum that take you in and they kind of explain everything to you, but you need to be able to do things on your own, and that's the part of the self-reliance. So that means like having enough food, having enough water, having your bicycle, having all these different parts together. So the second tip, self-reliance. You have to make sure you have everything, and that is like including your food and water. And that sounds really basic, but trust me, it's not. You need about 1.5 gallons of water a day to drink for yourself, and make sure that you have enough and that you are taken care of, and you have a big container. Like you can buy these big 5-gallon containers and load them up, or if you're part of a bigger camp, they maybe have some water for you, but you should have some for yourself. As far as food is concerned, bring plenty of food. There's 100 different ways of doing this. I've seen people freeze steaks, and they just take a steak that's frozen, and then they basically get the steaks unthawed if you're a meat eater. Or there's plenty of like pasta salads, pesto salads. There's so many things you can do to have a good meal that is non-perishable. Oatmeals are great. There's so many options. Macaroni salads. There are the camping meals if you have a jet boil and you're just going really like to the basics of things. So be creative. I would say like I needed a lot of fuel. I'm a big boy, as you can see, and so I needed my food for the week, and I had a lot in my camp. And some people don't eat a lot at all because they're so freaking tired, or not tired, they're just like the heat is really getting to them, and so they don't want to eat a lot. But each their own, you got to decide. Tip number 3, and a juicy bit. So if you are not sure for yourself, okay, like you are not sure, you are in a relationship, okay, and you go into your relationship to Burning Man, and you haven't talked about what you're doing. So what I mean by that, are you in a monogamous relationship? Are you exploring yourself? Are you exploring with others? Are you not, there's lots of opportunities, let's say, and so you just have to be in a place with your partner where you made yourself some boundaries and rules. And I think that's really important because that gets forgotten quick. So that's my juicy tip. Talk to your partner, if you're going with a partner, of what that looks like, and make sure you guys have boundaries for each other and a healthy way to communicate. So tip number 4, enjoy yourself. Make sure you have everything. Don't be a sparkle pony. So enjoying yourself. This is a cotton pony, by the way, if you're wondering. You don't have one? Look it up. It's great. Make sure that you have everything you need and to enjoy yourself. So label your things. That's like probably one of the biggest things, is like label your stuff. If you get lost in the sandstorm or your bike gets stolen, have your name on it, have your playa address on it. So that's always a good thing, to have the address of the playa and have that on your stuff. All right, so now what? You're in the playa, you're in the dust, and you don't know where you're going. Well, guess what? Tip number 5, be aware of your surroundings at all times. So if you are in the playa and there's a sandstorm, you can't see shit, guess what? Neither can anyone else. So just be careful, drive slowly with your bike and take your time. Some people bring like big flags and they have things on their bikes and whatnot, but just enjoy yourself. Like, be safe out there and make sure that you don't get into a situation where you are accidentally hurting someone or yourself. Come here for a minute. Tip number 6, a juicy tip. If you are looking to enjoy yourself in an alternative lifestyle, okay, let's just call it the butterfly tippy for today, okay? Butterfly tippy, very cool. AKA orgy dome. All right, so let's go in here for a minute. Don't be weird. Don't go by yourself, especially you guys, looking at you men. Don't go by yourself. You can't get in, okay? You need to have a partner. You need to have somebody you like and want to play with, and have consent, of course, right? So the orgy dome, you'll find it, but just make sure you go with someone. And if you want to explore, maybe you find your playa princess or playa prince for the week, and guys can go together. But bottom line is, you can't really go by yourself, especially if you're a guy, and they will look and they will make a briefing and they'll make sure that you get there in one piece or out of it in one piece. So just a little side note. So all right, now what? You find yourself jamming out and you see an art car. What do? Tip number 7? 7. Let's call it 7. So art cars, they're beautiful, they're great, they're amazing, but they're also on the go. How do you get on an art cart? You just jump on, basically. And if you're lucky, you can put your bike on as well. So art cars are all over the playa. There's a lot of them. Some are at night, some are during the day. You know, you don't have to ask for permission per se, unless it's like a really smaller monster cart that you want to ride with. But the bigger ones, you can usually just jump on, dance the night away or the day away, and have yourself a great time. Everybody's super friendly. I mean, use your common sense, right? Like, hold on to something when the thing is moving or not, or to hold on to someone. Either way, you just jump onto them. I always thought, like, you need to ask or, you know, do some sing and dance to get on one. But of course, it's nice to be like, hey, do you mind if I come on? But, you know, they don't really care, surprisingly. You just go. Just kidding, I don't play piano. But here's tip number 8. So let's talk about the app for a minute. There's iBurn, Dust, and those are the 2 main apps that I know. And you can find everything you need for Burning Man on those apps. The time schedules for workshops, the time schedules for certain sound sets, and the time schedule for people hosting at camps, so at those sound camps. And it's a great app. It also has a GPS on it, so you can find your way around the playa, which is really helpful and really great way to navigate the playa. So make sure you check that out and enjoy those. Tip number 9, and I think this is important if you are just going being a good steward and get some karma points. Clean up after yourself when you leave. The moop is everywhere, it's real, and just make sure that you are cleaning up after yourself and give back to people. Give them a free hug if they want one. Be nice. I mean, that sounds kind of obvious, right? But you'd be surprised how people sometimes get in situations when it's late at night and it's dark and they can't see. So also, don't be a darkwart, which means you are not wearing anything in the dark that is glowing. It's really pitch black out there. So please have something, an LED light on your bike, have a torch, a flashlight, whatever you can find to light yourself up a little bit. It's helpful at nighttime. Number 10. So I would say this is a juicy tip. Enjoy yourself. Go with the flow of things. Make sure you just relax. I'm a type A personality. I find that really hard. So that's a good way to just unplug. Go with the flow. Just say yes to things. People will have all kinds of cool things for you to try, and go to different camps. Say hello. You know, I know it's a challenge sometimes, especially when you're an introvert, to find yourself saying hi to strangers, but it's a great way to meet and overcome yourself. And that's probably the last juicy thing I'll say for juicy tip number 10. Will you have a big epiphany or aha moment? That is for you to decide, and something you just have to go there to experience. Everybody's different. Some people, they have them, some people don't. I would say it was a Burning Man last year, my first time transformational. Sort of, but it's hard for me to admit, I think. I really enjoyed it, and I have memories made for life and made friends there that I hopefully also will cherish for life. Oh, bonus tip, before I forget, make sure you dress warm. Okay, right now it's sunshine, I'm in California, so I took my coat off. I'm hot as hell filming this video, just for you guys. Yeah, just take some warm clothes, especially for nighttime. It does get quite cold, believe it or not, even though it's in the desert. Is there anything else I forgot that I should have mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your juicy bits and tips for Burning Man for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep on making memories.